Why aren't developers including a quote-unquote uncapped frame rate toggle in console games for future, hopefully still, backwards compatible systems? There are games on both PS5 and Xbox that are stuck in locked 30 FPS hell and will probably never get a patch. Sad. Oliver, thoughts on this one? There aren't so many games stuck in locked 30 FPS hell, right?
I mean, older titles for sure, like from 2014 or 2015, 2016.
Oh, of course, the older games.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about PS5 and Xbox Series X titles. Not last-gen system. Not last-gen games.
But that's a good point
Yes.
about the last-gen systems. There's a lot of games that are capped to 30 there you can't do anything about.
Yeah, for PS5 and current generation Xbox, there's really very few titles. But I don't know. I mean, I'd love it, to be honest. I think this would be great. But also, I think it's a little bit tough because you're selling a product to users who may not understand exactly what that toggle is supposed to do, and they may end up with an inferior experience. And ultimately, the bulk of your sales are going to be in that early period. So I feel like the incentive is maybe not so much there to just throw in an unlock toggle. I think it would be cool, but I don't know. I'm sort of mixed on it because I feel like the average person might not be able to exercise that ability in the best way.
Yeah. Okay, John.
Yeah, I mean, there is shades of that. There's also issues where if you just allow it to go fully unlocked, depending on where the bottlenecks are, that can cause some really nasty frame time issues, even if the average frame rate increases. And I think it's just they don't want users to mistakenly end up doing it, Not that hasn't existed before. I remember BioShock back in 2007 had like the VSync off option where it just allowed the game to run unlocked. It looked horrible in action, but
yes,
it was interesting that was there. But I think developers are just most interested in ensuring that the bulk of the users will have a good, consistent experience out of the gate. Although still having their selected mode as default, maybe putting warnings around the performance option in such a way as to like deter people from using it unless they understand what it does. That's potentially feasible. I don't know.
I mean, I've got a couple of thoughts on this. First of all, there are games which were built for 30 FPS. So if we go back to Horizon Zero Dawn, it was built for 30 frames per second, right? And a lot of engineering effort was required to get that PlayStation 5 patch out there, which ran at 60. So not all games can just have an uncapped frame rate toggle that we would expect it to work. But I would expect that a lot of them would. But, as you say, Oliver, it could be the situation that people look at it, try it and think, well, this is really, really bad. Why is this here? There is a potential thing possibly where maybe the platform holder could include an API call, and if it's not an existing system that comes back, then it does unlock the frame rate. Do you see what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
But even so, we're talking about testing on hardware that doesn't exist yet, and it might not work. Yeah. So maybe there's a lot of situations here where it might not actually work out for the best. But
maybe it would be like a boost mode toggle where it's like use at your own peril,
Well, going back to the PlayStation 5 Pro discussion, I really do hope there is actually a boost mode in there, because I suspect that just having increased frequency on the GPU and increased frequency on the CPU could be quite transformative to a lot of those games that don't hit 60 at the moment on PlayStation 5. So, yeah, it's interesting. Possibly something could be done at the operating system level, but you'd expect backwards compatibility just to provide better results on games targeting 60 anyway, I guess. Yeah, this is a tricky one. I mean, I kind of advocate that it's a good idea, but giving visibility to it on current gen systems could be a bad thing, as has been pointed out. But yeah, I guess that's down to the individual developer, right?